Lesson: Bilateral and Unilateral Contracts. Understanding the intricacies of bilateral and unilateral contracts is essential for any professional aiming to master contract law. These two categories of contracts form the backbone of many legal agreements and are pivotal in determining the rights, obligations, and remedies available to the parties involved. This lesson provides a detailed exploration of bilateral and unilateral contracts, offering actionable insights, practical tools, and frameworks that professionals can implement to enhance their proficiency in this critical aspect of contract law. A bilateral contract is a mutual agreement between two parties where each promises to perform an act in exchange for the other party's act. In essence, both parties are obligors and obligees. An example of a bilateral contract is a sales agreement where one party agrees to deliver goods and the other agrees to pay for them. This mutual exchange of promises is the hallmark of bilateral contracts and is the most common form of contract in personal and business transactions. For instance, employment contracts, service agreements, and lease agreements are all typically bilateral as they involve promises from both parties. In contrast, a unilateral contract involves a promise made by one party in exchange for the performance of an act by another. The contract is formed only when the act is performed. An example is a reward contract, where a person offers a reward for the return of lost property. The offeror is not obligated until someone performs the act of returning the property. This type of contract is less common, but plays a crucial role in scenarios where performance is uncertain until completed. To effectively engage with these contracts, professionals can employ several practical tools and frameworks. For bilateral contracts, the four corners approach is instrumental. This framework emphasizes understanding the contract as a whole, focusing on the explicit terms within the document's four corners. This approach mitigates misunderstandings and disputes by ensuring all parties have a mutual understanding of their obligations. Contract drafters should meticulously articulate terms, conditions, and contingencies, minimizing ambiguities that could lead to litigation. In contrast, managing unilateral contracts requires a different strategy. The performance monitoring framework is effective here, as it focuses on tracking and verifying the performance of the act required to fulfill the contract. For instance, if a company offers a bonus to employees who achieve a specific sales target, they must establish a robust system to monitor and verify sales data. This not only ensures fairness, but also provides documentation in case of disputes. Implementing software tools that track performance metrics can streamline this process, offering real-time insights and reducing administrative burdens. A critical challenge in both bilateral and unilateral contracts is ensuring enforceability. Courts typically uphold bilateral contracts if both parties have clearly expressed their intentions and the agreement is supported by consideration. In the case of unilateral contracts, enforceability hinges on whether the offeree was aware of the offer and performed the act as required. Therefore, communication plays a vital role in contract formation. Clear, documented communication helps establish intent and acceptance, thus fortifying the contract's enforceability. Case studies provide valuable lessons in understanding these concepts. In the landmark case of Carlisle v. Carbolic Smokeball Co., 1893, the court upheld a unilateral contract, highlighting the importance of clear communication and performance. The company advertised a reward for using their product and contracting influenza. When Mrs. Carlisle met the conditions but was not paid, the court ruled in her favor, emphasizing the advertisement's clear terms and her performance as acceptance. Bilateral contracts are illustrated in Lucy v. Zamer, 1954, where the court enforced a contract for the sale of land despite one party claiming it was a joke. The court determined that the outward expression of intent was sufficient to form a contract, underscoring the importance of clear, serious negotiations in bilateral agreements. Statistics reveal the importance of these contracts in legal practice. According to a survey by the American Bar Association, contract disputes account for approximately 60% of civil litigation, with bilateral contract disputes being the most prevalent. This statistic highlights the need for professionals to develop robust contract management skills, focusing on clarity and enforceability. Professionals can enhance their proficiency in handling contracts by adopting a proactive approach. Regular training and workshops on contract drafting and management can keep legal teams updated on best practices and emerging trends. Moreover, leveraging technology such as contract lifecycle management systems can streamline the drafting, execution, and monitoring processes, reducing human error and increasing efficiency. In conclusion, mastering bilateral and unilateral contracts requires understanding their fundamental differences and implementing practical tools and frameworks tailored to each type. The four corners approach for bilateral contracts and performance monitoring for unilateral contracts provide actionable strategies to address real-world challenges. By focusing on enforceability through clear communication and robust monitoring systems, professionals can enhance their contract management skills, minimizing disputes and ensuring compliance. The case studies of Carlo v. Carbolic Smokeball Co. and Lucy v. Zemer emphasize the importance of clarity and intent, offering valuable lessons for contract practitioners. The prevalence of contract disputes in civil litigation further underscores the necessity for expertise in this area, encouraging continuous learning and technology adoption to stay ahead in the field.